How's Darian, and how did he hurt himself?
Well, I don't know exactly. He was reaching for a loose ball. He had taken the ball from the player, and then it came down. He was reaching for a ball. He has a cut or a gash kind of in between his pinky finger and ring finger on this hand. So he's probably already has gotten stitches. So we're just going to kind of see what it looks like and how he is when he gets back. So I don't have anything else besides that.
Is that shooting hand?
Was it shooting hand, Mark? It was a shooting hand? Yeah, it was a shooting hand.
I asked Greg about the last two games, the game you could have easily won at VCU and tonight's game. How big is that confidence-wise going into the A-10 tournament?
Well, I think it does give us confidence. I actually think we played really well against Dayton too, and had our chance to win. And after the VCU game, which was a great college game, we talked about making sure we took care of business today against a team we're better than, and then going up there with confidence and ready to play. We feel like as the way the season has unfolded for us, with our younger guys becoming more and more a part of who we are, I feel like we're playing very well right now. And so I think that going into the tournament, we should be confident. I feel we are confident.
Kind of like a clean slate for everybody, too. I mean, you guys are obviously going to get seeded and play based on that, but it's a fresh start for everybody, including you guys, which may work to your advantage.
I think so. You go back and if we could ever figure out who we are playing or what seed everybody is, that'd be great. But, yeah, exactly. You just go out, and now it's time to play, and just concentrate on your 3 days of practice and preparation and go up there and let everything go.
In the event we don't talk to you, we're hearing at Charlotte or St. Louis, you'd be the 8 or 9. I'm sorry, St. Joe's or Charlotte. Your view on those two teams?
Well, we played Charlotte so early in the season, and I know they've dismissed a player since then. So, if they win today, they'll be going in on a 2-game winning streak. Mark, do you want to give us an update?
33-30, 11 minutes left.
Who's winning?
Charlotte.
Okay. Of course, if it's St. Joe's, that means they would have won today, so they go in on a bit of a winning streak. So, I don't want to say it doesn't matter, because the matchups and the strategy and all those things are unique. But we need to kind of worry about ourselves and make sure that we're playing as well as we can possibly play on Thursday.
Coach, I know you've talked about after several road games not being able to finish, and now you're going to go into a neutral environment, and you're probably going to have some close games in that tournament. What gives you belief that it will turn around in the postseason as opposed to the regular season?
Well, that's a good question. I just feel like that's a good question. Okay. It's not so much that to say it's not just us. In other words, if you say, hey, we didn't finish on the road, it's not just Richmond that's playing in the game. So, not a lot of teams finished on the road at Dayton or at VCU or at Butler. So there are a lot of things that go into it. And if you watch how we play, how we competed, how we felt about ourselves, I just think we have if we had to play a road game in the conference tournament, I think we'd be confident, even though our record wouldn't necessarily suggest it. I think it's more about how we're playing and how we're competing. So I don't think it's that much of a switch for us to go to Brooklyn and win games. I think it's just more along the lines of the process of us getting better as we go on, being able to count on more and more from the freshmen as we've gone on, that we're in a place right now where we're a good team, or a better team than we've been.
Coach, 2 years ago you won the A-10 tournament, obviously a completely different team. What did you learn about yourself as a coach on stringing together wins?
That there's not a lot of sleep in between those games. Well, it's interesting. When you win a game in the tournament, I think the guys are much more aware of, let's celebrate for 20 minutes and then let's start thinking about the next game. So as a coach, you don't have to get caught up in making sure they're ready for the next game. And they know that it's just about kind of how you're playing, how you're going to play the next day. So, and I think making sure the guys get off their feet and those kinds of things. But I really think the mindset of the players, it's almost they need to be coached less, because they have an understanding of how the tournament works, and regardless of who you're playing the next day, you got to be ready to play.
This is obviously another challenge for the freshmen, because now, as Yanni mentioned, you're going to be playing, games back to back.
Right.
Is that something you will obviously talk to the freshmen about, what you will do differently as opposed to having those 2 or 3 days off in between games?
Right. Well, we'll talk about it and address it. I think that hopefully our depth will be something that's an asset there. We've been playing a lot of guys. Today we really subbed a lot from the beginning of the game. So I think by playing a lot of guys, hopefully that will be something that really does help us if we can advance.
Let's talk about Terry's performance. He seems to really be coming on for you guys and providing a pretty good option.
Terry is he's really a good player, and I think he's going to be a great player. I think we're starting to see a little bit more and more of what he can do while he's more comfortable out there. He's very strong for a freshman. He rebounds. He plays very hard. I think he's going to, I think he has the opportunity to be a great player for us.
Kind of just to follow up on that, do you think some of his performances lately have been a product of him being kind of forced to get minutes in Derek's absence?
Well, yeah, I think over the course of time. Same thing kind of as the season has evolved for us, he was able to step in and play and get more comfortable. And I do think that having played so much, partly because of Derek's injury, has really helped him.
Chris, you suggested your information on Darian was sort of limited, but going to get stitches would mean he's going to play Thursday with stitches in his hand?
I would assume that, John. I just would assume that.
Does this trouble you a great deal, or that's not a big deal given where it is?
I don't know. Yeah, I just need to kind of see. I think with how Darian is such a positive kid and such a hard worker, you want everything to be perfect. Sure. But if it's not, I think that, if I had to predict, I think he'll be fine and he'll work very hard to play great.
Follow the script there in terms of getting out quick, getting out fast, and putting them away quickly?
Right, yeah, we got off to a really good start. Playing at home was to our advantage tonight. We shot the ball well, especially in the beginning, and that's what we wanted to do when we came out. And I think guys knocking down shots helped us get off to a good start.
Couldn't feel much more comfortable, I don't presume, heading into a conference tournament than you can now. You must feel pretty confident.
Absolutely, yeah. We feel we can beat anyone. We've played pretty much every team in this conference close, aside from Butler, I think. And even Butler, we feel like we can beat, and the guys think that, and that's our mentality going into Brooklyn.
Your last game here at the Robins Center. Just talk about the emotions of that.
It's really weird. I'm not a very sentimental person, but getting out there for warm-ups, I remember my freshman year just like it was yesterday, and looking at this guy, Dion, and some of the other guys, and they're just so lucky they have 3 more years. So it's awesome. It sucks, but it's not that big of a deal to me. The guys want to get started on the renovations, and you got to understand that. And the place is going to look awesome. I've seen the blueprints and stuff like that, and the pictures, and I'm really excited to come back and watch games.
As you go away from the Robins Center, the one thing that's been problematic away from here has been closing games. Mm-hmm. What reason do you have to believe that might change? And they're going to be close games almost certainly in this tournament. How are you going to close them? I
think it just starts with getting stops on defense. I know that's what everyone says, but that's really what it is, especially with us, the defense we play, and all the switching towards the end of the game. It's really important to get stops, especially when we're not shooting well down the stretch.
Greg, can you talk about kind of from the perspective that everyone has a clean slate now, and you guys may be seeded when you go up there, but it's kind of a fresh start where anything can happen.
Yeah, that works to our advantage. Like I said, we played pretty much every team close in this conference. We think we can hang with anyone, and Coach Minnie said it, and I think the guys know as well. We can hang with anyone, and we'll play anyone that we're matched up with.
That being said, according to our research, it'll be St. Joe's or Charlotte.
Okay, yeah.
What do you think about those two?
Charlotte, we played well at home. Obviously, can't expect that again. Darren was unbelievable. We think we can beat either of those teams. We're excited.
Greg, the last 2 games, you easily could have won the game at VCU Wednesday. This impressive showing tonight. What can these 2 performances do, as you go into the tournament next week?
Yeah, I think it's a good sign for us going into Brooklyn. VCU, we were right there down to the last couple minutes, and it's a good sign for us. we just got to keep working in practice and just get there.
Anything else? Terry, talk about your performance tonight, kind of a breakout game for you.
I just came out and played hard and tried to help my team win. And I didn't want to have a loss for like the seniors and stuff since it's their last time playing here and stuff. So I came out and played hard.
You spoke earlier about the progress you freshmen have made.
Yes.
Is it more mind or body?
Both. I think it's both. We've been in the weight room a lot, and the coach has been teaching us a lot since we got here. I'm still learning every day. So I think it's both.
Terry, when Derek went down in December, and he was gone for almost a month, missing those 9 games, and you guys stepped up. I mean, what did that do for you guys? Sorry, what did those minutes do for you guys?
I think it helped us. We got to play more and be out there more, and we got to be more on the starting team and practice more the offense and stuff. I think it really helped us, but it hurt us too. But it helped us too. But he's back now, so